So this is Apollo 8, Christmas Eve. So were they astronauts are reading Genesis? So Apollo 8 is going to go fly around the moon 10 times. They flew around the moon 10 times, around the moon. They didn't land on the moon. This is going to be a precursor to when man lands on the moon by a year. So this is December 25th, 21st to the 27th. So it's going to last 6 to 7 days. 1968. The turbulent 60s. You had 3 astronauts, Frank Borman, James Lovell, and William Anders. They were the first humans to personally witness and photograph the far side of the moon and an Earthrise. And I got a picture of the Earthrise. What you just now heard, that was not Frank Borman, but Jim Lovell and William Anders reading Genesis. Why are they reading Genesis? Well, it's Christmas time, so the United States of America was all fixated on their, TV screens, and they're basically playing with technology. You had these astronauts going up to the moon, so put on a show. Put on a show. Tell us what's going on. Let us know. And so, okay, how about audio? You want to hear what it sounds like? Humans in space, you want to hear if our audio is working right? You want to hear our audio, you want to see our visual and our audio, and you want to transmit it back to the United States. Here you go. Well, what are we going to talk about? Well, there's the moon, and there's the Earth, and not really much more, right? So, how about we read some of the Bible? Let's read some Genesis. And they're going to read the first 10 books, which has got to be the dumbest fucking shit in the world. You're going to read the first 10 books of the Bible? No wonder people think that the moon landing was bullshit. People think the moon landing was bullshit because you're reading bullshit. Oh, yeah, and then God said, let there be light, and then he farted out an entire universe, huh? And then God farted out an entire universe. Does that even sound even close to being right? That means both the Big Bang and you intellectual fucking design motherfuckers are wrong. Well, there we were, right? We is what? Was there something or nothing? Well, you know. No, I don't know. And then boom, there we all are. We weren't there and then we were. Was there something? There were some things, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of incomprehensible, isn't it? Like infinity. But wait a second, what happens after the biggest number? Then you just add another 1. Well, what happens when you go to the edge of the earth? You just fall off? What happens when you go to the edge of the universe? It's infinite. It just keeps going and going and going. Yeah, bullshit. They have just a damn TV screen of some kind of, that looks like right over there in Archuleta County. That don't look like the moon to me. No, I'm not convinced. They're out there in the moon. And actually, there was a big harrowing thing because they went out there and they didn't know if they could, rocket burst off the moon and go back to Earth. So there was a chance that they would die out there. I mean, they circled it 10 times, but then they had to, rocket back to Earth. So it was launched on December 21st, 1968 to the 27th. Said it took 68 hours to travel the distance to the moon. The crew orbited the moon 10 times over the course of 20 hours, during which they made a Christmas Eve televised broadcast, and they read the first 10 verses from the book of Genesis. At the time, the broadcast was the most watched TV program ever. More than the final episode of Seinfeld. Apollo 8's successful mission paved the way for Apollo 10, and with Apollo 11 in July 1969, the fulfillment of U.S. President JFK's goal of landing a man on the moon before the end of the decade. Apollo 8 astronauts returned to Earth December 27th. When their spacecraft splashed down in the northern Pacific Ocean. You gotta be more Pacific than that. The crew members were named Time Magazine's Men of the Year for 1968 upon the return. So there is a Time Magazine picture of the three guys. Hey, we got it. I mean, these assholes got to ride in a spaceship, huh? Compliments of the U.S. government. All expenses paid. Here's the Earthrise. So this Earthrise, this is what it looks like if you're on the moon and the Earth is coming up. So this is a perspective from the moon looking back at the Earth, and it was all total darkness. It's kind of like when you see a half moon. When you see a half moon from Earth, you only see a part of it. And then that was the guy, William Anders. William Anders took that photo. And it was one of the first time we got to see ourselves from an outside perspective. Wait a second, that's what Earth looks like? And that also disproves the flat earthers, which have been dumb fucks for about 5,000 years? Them flat earthers have been dumb fucks for like 5,000 fucking years, huh? Man, they fucking just find some dumb ignorant shit and they just hold on to that shit, huh? I guess they're too smart for this picture, huh? They're like, oh, that's doctored. They were saying that back in the 70s. Oh, it was photoshopped, huh? Back in the 70s, it was photoshopped. Well, it looks like a flat plate to me. Look at it, there's no bottom. So it's not even a flat plate, it's like a dome. No, it's flat. Just look around, it looks flat, don't it? I mean, if there was a slight curvature, it'd be so fucking big we wouldn't even notice it. It'd be invisible to the eye, you piece of shit. God damn it. Motherfuckers, oh, ignorance is bliss. Okay, well then I don't have to fucking listen to a word you say. You think ignorance is bliss? Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is being a goddamn child forever. Ignorance is you're a dumb fucking. I don't have to listen to a goddamn word you say, you piece of shit. Go ahead, take your ignorance. Clasp onto your ignorance. Ignorance is blissful for you. So here are our three heroes. One of these guys is William Anders, another one's Frank Borman, and another one's James Lovell. And they were the ones, and they didn't really do a good job, frankly, reading that, the first 10 verses of the book of Genesis. Now, is there a time? There's Newsweek. Is that? They're on the cover of Time magazine. They're on the cover of Newsweek. Goddamn rock stars. What is this? Okay, cricket. I will pay the bill. I will pay the bill. Where's the Time magazine? Do we need it? No. I mean, you got the sense of who it is, and if you really, I don't believe you. They never went to the moon. There is no Time magazine. I'm the most skeptical person in the world, except for when it comes to invisible, fat, fucking, ugly man in the sky who's Caucasian. Why would he be a male or a Caucasian? You racist, sexist piece of fucking shit. There's Hercules and Hermes and Aphrodite, and Zeus, and Cronus, and you're gonna go with fucking Banye, Yahweh, Jehovah? Jehoshaphat! That's my God, and he's the only God out here. Jehoshaphat? Mm-hmm. Jehoshaphat. What about the moon or the sun? No. Or the earth? Mm-mm. No, siree. Let me tell you the story about Jesus' birth. And we'll use other terms, okay? So you have Aphrodite and you got Zeus, right? And Zeus, they're about to have birth. And then you had Hermes that came by and told Aphrodite that he was going to impregnate Aphrodite. And Zeus was like, hey, man, what the hell? And it's like, hey, chill out. Zeus was from the house of David, but Aphrodite wasn't. I don't know where the hell Aphrodite came from, but you got Zeus and Aphrodite, and they're going to Bethlehem. They can't find any room at the inn, and then they have to give birth in a manger in a barn. And Hermes, Hermes was, the Hercules was after him, and Hermes was the told Zeus and Aphrodite that he was going to get her pregnant, and Zeus was kind of like, wait a second, he's the one with the bloodlines back to David. If Aphrodite gives a virgin birth, then that means the birth of Jesus Christ, the Messiah, Hercules, won't have the bloodlines of David as the prophecy foretold. Well, maybe the old prophets were wrong, maybe they were fucking a little off about this and that, goddammit. Who the fuck can predict the fucking future, motherfucker? Jesus Christ is cool without the fucking miraculous birth, right? What the hell you gotta have, add a bunch of bullshit. God damn, I'm pissed off at the Bible for the first 10. The first 10 verses, the first 10 books from the book of Genesis. Oh, the 10 verses, that's all bullshit too. But the first 10 fucking chapters of the book of Genesis are horse shit. You gotta start on chapter fucking book 12. But I'm so pissed off about the first goddamn 12 books of Genesis. You should have started with Exodus or motherfucking Deuteronomy. Just cut out the first 11. That's all child fucking bullshit. Who the fuck would believe any of that dumb shit? And Humpty Dumpty fell on a wall and he had a great fall and they couldn't. That's bullshit. None of that. There wasn't a big fat egg sitting on a wall. So I'm so pissed off about them fucking lying. I can't believe any of the bullshit. Oh, I don't know about Jesus or Moses or Abraham, but Jehoshaphat, maybe Jehoshaphat was real. But why'd you lie about the other fucking shit, you fucking lying motherfuckers? Well, we have all the knowledge and all the truth in all the world, and we know every fucking thing, and you don't eat from the tree of knowledge, okay? You shut your mouth. We tell you what to think. So Zeus goes to Bethlehem, Aphrodite and Zeus, they have Hercules, and then Hercules goes to, Nazareth, and he says, hey, everybody love one another and pay Caesar all his, and then Caesar's like, wait a second, you're saying respect your government and be nice to one another? Who the hell are you? What the hell are you? What the hell is this? And Christianity and Judaism is going to be a thorn in the side of Roman conquest. In 70 AD, you had Jerusalem. You had the Jewish-Roman War. It was a very bloody conflict. 1 million Jews were killed by Rome, the Roman Empire. So if Christianity is Judaism 2.0, then is it a big surprise that Christians were being persecuted right next to all the other religious people? Muslims, Zoroaster, Christians, Jewish folks. And of course, Zeus, he's the Hermes, and they're all one. Zeus, Hermes, and Hercules are one, and Aphrodite, they're all one entity, but they're all different. And he was begotten. Hercules was begotten, not made. He wasn't fertilized. He wasn't created by, nature. It was God that put the Hermes. Hermes is, what's God's first name? Let's just call him Steve. Okay, so Steve the Yahweh is like the most boring fucking God in the world, and it's bullshit, and it's like they use your own imagination against you. Just imagine the best, greatest God ever. Okay, got it. Now bow down to him. Wait a second. Why'd you make me do that? And you know what? We're kind of slaves to the ideal. So fucking imagine the ideal, scenario. You'll be chained to your own ideal. You think the world could be a better place? You'll be chained to your ideal. You'll be chained to your ideal. So thank God for Apollo 8 and the Earthrise and all the rest of it. July 25th, there's a lot of shit. A lot of shit, July 25th, a lot of shit. I'll just leave it off with this. So they're going to circle the moon 10 times, right? Christmas morning, Mission Control waited anxiously for word that Apollo 8's engine burn to leave lunar orbit had worked. Christmas morning, right? So they're reading Genesis on Christmas Eve, but they're going to blast out as soon as they got confirmation when Lovell radioed, Roger, please be informed there is a Santa Claus. So thank God we got out of the orbit of the lunar, the lunar orbit, the gravitational pull of the moon. And then they're going to splash down in the Pacific on December 27th. The lunar landing was still months away, but for the first time ever, humans from Earth had visited the moon and returned home safely. USA!